Yeah, I think it's multifaceted, and we'll get to work on all that this week, and and try to be as sharp as we can on Saturday at noon when we line it up.
I mean, what are some of the factors why you think you guys only had 22 yards against them?
Yeah, I think it's a lot of different reasons, all the ones you can think. I think it's we just have to make the blocks and make the runs and mix it up and do the best we can. And, if we can strain and sustain on those blocks, then hopefully be able to have some really productive runs.
Kurt, do you care how much you run the ball or how much you throw the ball? I mean, do you look at it as we got to put up so many points every game, and as you said, everyone's its own entity and just get to a number? Or how do you judge it?
Yeah, it's a great question, and it's one I've asked myself a lot through my career. I do think that efficiency running the football makes everything a lot easier. So you can do it other ways, but I think always the preferred way is to be able to start by running the football effectively. But there's no doubt that you're going to have games where you need to find a way to win without running the football as well. So it's more on a larger sample size scale where you want to be a team that can really lean on the run game. I think in the short term, in any stretch of a game or a game itself, it may not be there, and you still got to find a way to get it done.
Kirk, do you see defenses react differently over the course of a game where you are running the ball effectively as opposed to ones where you're not?
It's a good question as well. I do think that defenses will defend us intentionally for what they see being the threat, and if they think Justin's the threat, they will try to maybe create some unique coverage structures or approaches to try to take him out of the game. If they feel the pass game's a threat, they'll regardless of Justin, they may try to play certain structures that try to take away the pass game and dare you to run it. So there's a variety of ways that defenses can attack you, but certainly, again, when you can run the football, I think it does kind of open up a lot of other things, because that really is where I would think a defense first and foremost has to try to stop, is prevent the offense from running the football.
So I guess this counts as another t-shirt and hat game. Does it mean more to be able to do it at home?
I don't think so. I think it means the most to do as fast as possible. I think you want to get it done as fast as possible. So that'll be the challenge this week, and really, I think like every week, it's just about going 1-0.
Kirk, when your defense is having the game like it had this past week, is there anything you see when you're watching film that you can say maybe we can do better offensively to help out our guys on the other side of the ball?
I think that's pretty much what I say watching every snap of every game is, how can I play better? What can I do better? What can we do better as a group? How can we improve? I mean, you just have to watch it always with a very critical eye and look for the inches. But many times it's much easier to see than that, just the things that need to be done better to win.
You had two previous losses. The team went on a winning streak after the first, won a couple tough games after the second. Is there, even though it's a very small sample size, is there anything to bouncing back, this team bouncing back from losses?
Jim, I think every game is its own entity, so it's hard to say, oh, we've done that before, so we have a reputation for doing that, so we'll lean on that. I don't believe in that. I think you got to line up, strap it up every week, and I don't think the Colts really care what happened last week or what's happening next week. I think it's all about, from noon to about 3:30 on Saturday. So, it'll be a good challenge for us, and we got to be ready to go.
Kirk, as you look back at the film from Sunday, what stood out most to you about what you saw in yourself and how you played?
It's always a team effort. When you think about, when I go back and look at and evaluate a game, I think about the plays that were called that were successful play calls that put us in a position to make plays. I think about players winning matchups, getting open, making plays. I think about protection holding up to be able to give you the chance to see the field clearly and make the throws. So you just kind of think about all the pieces that it takes to make that work, and then how can we replicate that? How can we stack outcomes or performances like that week after week that are positive, knowing that if you can do that, good things will happen.
Was there any specific plays that stood out to you, or you're like, man, this is going to make me lose sleep tonight?
Yeah, just about every week there are. I mean, we've talked about this most every media session, is the margin for error is so small, and so you have one play in the first quarter that golly, if we just hit that throw or make that play or make that read better. And you have a feeling that in the fourth quarter that could come back to bite us. And vice versa. You know, we've had wins where you make a play early that's an inch's difference, and you get to the end of the game and you're flying home and you realize if we hadn't have made that play, we're not you know, having a win here on the way home. So it happens every week, and it certainly did after this last one.
Kirk, considering how the Lions had taken Justin out in week 3, how were you able to make that work so well on Sunday?
Yeah, I do think that there was still a great intentionality by their defense to know where he was, to double him. It had more to do maybe with just the route angles that he was running, that in spite of the double team, he was still able to find a seam or a crease. You know, I think sometimes it's just the scheme or the calls or the design of the plays that still allow for him to have a chance. And I do think that the fact that TJ and Adam and KJ and Dalvin are a very viable threat, play in and play out, it does make it difficult to truly, you know, over focus on Justin, because we have a lot of confidence in the other guys we get to throw the football to, and I think that helps as well.
Kirk, having looked at the attempted possible throw by Cook at the goal line there, what did you observe on the film, and why do you think the Lions were able to blow it up so well?
Yeah, you know, tough play. Johnny was open there. You know, I mean, it was the design was for Johnny to get behind the defense just like he did, and it was just really an unfortunate result from the play. Alrighty, thank you.